What's good, Washington fans? If you are a Wizards fan, make sure you subscribe to Locked On Wizards. The link is down below. I am a co-host on the show. That's where I will be doing Washington Wizards content. We are undefeated right now, so I'm hyped right now. It's only one game, and the Raptors didn't have Pascal, but we look good last night. We look good. So let's get to the football team. You know how the previews go. We'll do injury report, key matchups, keys to the game, and then a prediction for this one. So we got Aaron Rodgers, man, Mr. Jeopardy, discount double check, MVP last year. Talking about he owns the Bears. He said, I own you. Can't really say that to us because we've actually beat him a few times in the past decade. We beat him with Kirk Cousins on Sunday Night Football. And then we beat them with Alex Smith when they came to D.C. as well. So Orlando and Maryland. So we actually have had some success against Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if that happens on Sunday. But all the rumors and stuff, I guess I'll talk about Tua very briefly. I already talked about Dustin Hopkins yesterday, and I was happy that he got cut. He deserved to be cut. He earned his way to be cut and released. If he did not make that kick against the Giants, we would have easily lost that game. If the guy, Dexter Lawrence, did not jump off sides in the Giants game, he would have easily been released. He should have been released after that game, honestly. I would have cut him after that. Even though he made the kick, I would have cut him after that game. And it was just telling when Ron Rivera against the Saints, it was 4th and 10. He didn't have faith in Dustin to kick a 53-yard kick. And Ron elected to go for it on 4th and 10, which I wasn't mad at, but at the same time, it's Ron's fault for keeping Dustin Hopkins. It was just terrible on both sides. And then the missed kick against the Chiefs where it took the air out of the building, that was less than a 50-yard kick. So he just needed to go. I know everybody's saying Dustin was a scapegoat. I don't necessarily believe that, but he does need to hold other guys accountable. William Jackson, Landon Collins needs to be benched. A lot of guys need to be benched. They're not playing well. So Dustin Hopkins is not 100% the problem. We all know that. The defense as a whole is just awful right now. And there's a lot of things going on with the roster team. Coaching, too. Coaching has been bad, too. Like I said, Scott Turner was awful against the Chiefs. Jake Del Rio has been awful. We're the worst third down defense. We're the worst pass defense in the league. We're the worst defensive team on a lot of stats. DVOA, Football Outsiders, we are ranked dead last as a defense. And you don't need stats to look at it. You can look at it on TV and see how bad we are defensively. We're just trash defensively. So let's get to Tua. I'll make that real quick. Personally, I do not want to trade for Tua. I'm tired of reclamation, build a bear type. We're going to get this guy and fix him up. He didn't work out over here. There's a reason why the Texans don't even want Tua to come back in the trade for Deshaun Watson. And Tua's not trash. I did watch Tua against the Jaguars. I thought he looked good. Then he had an awful interception pass where he threw it right to the defender. But he had a good game. And granted, it was the Jaguars. The Jaguars are the worst team in the league. They're the worst team in the league right now. So I'm not hyped up to see him do well against the Jaguars. But I do think Tua has talent. A lot of quarterbacks have talent. So third round pick, fourth round pick for Tua, I would consider it, but I'm definitely not banging on the table to trade for Tua. I'd rather draft. Everybody says this quarterback draft class is bad. In my opinion, I think if you have a good coaching staff and a good offensive coordinator, which is debatable here, I think you can help Matt Corral look good. I think you can help Desmond Ridder look good. I think you can help Malik Willis look good, even though Malik Willis has looked awful in the past 2 weeks. He's thrown 3 picks, or 3 picks in the span of 3 or 4 picks in the span of 2 weeks. Who else? Kenny Pickett is making a rise with Pitt. I saw him play against Virginia Tech. He looked pretty darn good where they blew out Virginia Tech. So there's some quarterbacks in this class. Don't let the media, and it could be on your own opinion, but don't let the media and experts swirl you to think all these quarterbacks in this draft class is trash because nobody had Justin Herbert going to number 2. And let's be real. So I'll leave it at that on the quarterback talk. Let's get back to the preview against the Packers. So let's go over the injury report real quick. So this is the practice report. Sam Cosmi did not practice. Curtis Samuel did not practice today. Brandon Sheriff did not practice. Cam Sims did not practice. So I really don't see those guys playing on Sunday. I don't see Curtis Samuel playing. To be honest with you, limited was Antonio Gibson. So it looks like Antonio Gibson is going to play. Terry McLaurin's going to play. Ricky Seals-Jones, we need him to play. We need all these guys to play. But Diami's going to play. I'm happy for that. William Jackson was limited as well. Looks like he's going to play. Charles Leno was a full participant. And John Allen was a full participant as well. So those guys will be playing, most likely. We had a long injury list. I already named it. The Packers on the other side. And the injuries, Curtis Samuel, of course, is a groin. Terry McLaurin is a hamstring. Brandon Sheriff with a knee injury. Ricky Seals-Jones with a quad. Cam Sims with a hamstring. John Allen, Diami, and William Jackson with a knee injury. William Jackson has been awful so far this year. For the Packers, their side, they got a lot of injuries too. Jair Alexander is on injury reserve. Zadarius Smith the really good pass rusher. He's on injured reserve, so he's not going to be playing. Preston Smith, who played for the Washington football team, as we all know, former second-round pick, he is questionable. He probably won't play. And there's some familiar faces. Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator, who was terrible with Washington, is doing a solid job with the Packers defense right now. He's doing a solid job. Of course, Matt LaFleur, coach here, was an assistant coach, one of the young guns like Sean McVay, Calvin O'Connell. Who else? Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan. All those guys were here at one time. I don't know if Kevin O'Connell was here at the same time as McVay and them. I think he was. But all those guys were here at the same time, and now they're being successful in different places. Darnell Savage, concussion. That's a big time. If he's not playing, the safety for them went to the University of Maryland. He did not practice yesterday. He's going to be questionable. Josh Myers, their center, he's going to be out for a few weeks. That's what I heard from Matt LaFleur. So they got a lot of injuries in Bakhtiari, their left tackle, still has that ACL injury. He did practice yesterday. I want to say he's going to practice today, but I don't think he's going to play on Sunday. Kevin King, their corner, shoulder injury limited. I can definitely see Terry cooking him. And St. Brown, Armon Ross, St. Brown's older brother, can't really pronounce his name. He had a shoulder injury, so he was a full participant in practice yesterday, so he's most likely going to play. So let's get to the key matchups here. So Terry McLaurin versus Jair Alexander's their top corner, so he's not going to play. But their corners, they can definitely be had. Rasul Douglas, we saw what Terry did to Rasul Douglas with the Eagles in his first game as an NFL player when we played against the Eagles. Terry McLaurin did whatever he felt like doing to Rasul Douglas. Now, that was a couple years ago. Rasul Douglas did play well the last time the Packers played. They got Isaac Yiadom. This guy gets cooked a lot, so he definitely can get burnt. He can get cooked. Who else do they have? Like I said, Jerry Alexander's injured. And they got Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes is a good corner. He's really fast. Ran a 4.2 40-yard dash coming out of college. So their corners can definitely be had. They're just really banged up. They're really banged up. Their secondary can definitely get cooked for sure. I think we can definitely take advantage of that. But our receivers, we're injured at the receiver spot. DeAndre Carter's got to step up. Adam Humphrey's got to step up. De'Ami Brown's got to step up too. De'Ami Brown did play a lot better last week. 3 catches, 30 yards. It wasn't big yardage or anything like that, but he definitely should be stepping up. I think he can have a good game on Sunday against some of these corners for the Green Bay Packers. So let's look at the tail of the tape, some of the stats that I looked up that I think are pretty important. Green Bay, their pass defense is solid, not bad at all. Our pass defense ranked 32nd in yards allowed per game, 309. Rush yardage, I think we got to run the ball. We got to establish a run game. I think we're going to be able to run the football against the Green Bay Packers. Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, Jared Patterson. We got to sprinkle these guys in. We got to establish a run game. We got to, win in the trenches. That's a cliche, but we got to win in the trenches. We got to establish an identity, be physical, help Taylor Heinicke out with the play action, man. Establish a run game, switch it up, help him out, man. Let Taylor be Taylor. Let him run around a little bit. He's not a pocket passer. We know this. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the world. Taylor is best when he's off schedule, off script. When he's doing his thing, running around, let him run for the first down. Don't tell this man not to run because I know we don't want him to get injured. That's just when he's at his best using his legs. That's the advantage that he has over Fitzpatrick. That's the advantage that he has. Kyle Allen can run too, but Taylor Heinicke is definitely faster. He's the fastest quarterback that we have out of all the quarterbacks on the roster. Now, if Taylor Heinicke does go out there and throw a couple picks, then I know Ron definitely is going to think about putting Kyle Allen in. But I still have confidence in Taylor Heinicke. I like Taylor Heinicke. I'd rather let Taylor Heinicke just finish the season out because I just don't see us really making the playoffs right now with this schedule. Anyway, but rush yards per carry allowed. I looked at that. Green Bay, they ranked 24th. They have 4.5 yards per carry. So that's why I think we definitely can run the football on them. Their third down defense is almost as bad as ours. We're dead last, giving up 57% on third down conversions. They're ranked 25th, giving up 43%. So third down is going to be big. Third downs defensively and offensively. We got to convert on third downs. Even if we don't get on third down, I think this is a game where you just go for it on fourth down. We have nothing to lose. Backs against the walls. Backs against the wall. If we want to go for 2, whatever, trick plays, I don't care, man. We have nothing to lose. Flea flick or something. I don't really care. That's just how I feel about this. We're 7.5 dogs. We were 9.5 dogs at one point. Now we're 7.5 point dogs going into Lambeau Field. So it's going to be a tough game. It really is. Their red zone defense is ranked dead last. That's another key to victory for me. Red zone. We were terrible. We had a lot of field goals instead of touchdowns against the Chiefs, and that's what killed us. We cannot settle for field goals. We have to get touchdowns. Have to get touchdowns, especially against Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to win a Lambeau Field just kicking field goals. Same thing with the Chiefs. We're going to have to go for it on 4th down. Riverboat Ron, I say this every video, sound like a tape recorder. Decision making. Ron Rivera's feel for the game is pretty bad at times. I think he's dead last in win probability on going for it on 4th down. He's been super conservative. And then there's times where it's like, oh, you should just kick the field goal, or it's that 4th and 10. Even though Dustin Hopkins is awful, probably you should have kicked the field goal. But there's times where that 4th and 2 against the Chiefs, where Dustin Hopkins did miss that field goal, he clearly should have went for it. We got to go for it more on 4th down. He's got to be more Riverboat Ron. If we are in Packers territory and it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, you got to go for it. I don't care if we miss the field goal. Like I said, we have nothing to lose. We're 2-5, 2-4. Packers are 5-1. So we really have nothing to lose. They're 15. Offenses are 15 for 15 on scoring touchdowns inside the 20-yard line against the Packers. So their red zone defense is terrible. They're the first team in 40 years to not get a stop in the first 6 weeks of the season in the red zone. That's how bad they are. Ricky Seals-Jones, he's done a good job already. Hit Ricky Seals-Jones over the middle. John Bates, Jay Sternberger, the tight end we picked up from the Packers. This might be a revenge game for him. Hit him in the end zone for a touchdown. Terry McLaurin, do a fade to Diami or somebody, open up the playbook, Scott Turner in the red zone. So their offensive line is banged up, like I said. Bakhtari, Elton, Jenkins is pretty good. But another matchup for me is going to be Chase Young versus Elton Jenkins. Their backup left tackle. Elton Jenkins has done a good job, but I think that's a matchup that Chase Young should definitely take advantage of. Right there, they got a good offensive line. Even their backups have played well as well. William Jackson versus Devonte Adams. That's the matchup that I should have said first, because it's not going to be pretty. It's just not. If William Jackson plays the way that he has the first 6 weeks, getting penalties, pass interference, some type of roughing the pass. I mean, not roughing the pass, but the helmet to helmet. He's gotten a penalty in almost every game or gotten burnt or cooked in every game. He's got to step up. This is going to be a tough test. Devonte Adams is on pace for a great season right now. A great season. You look at his numbers, he's got, 668 yards right now already through 6 games. So him and Aaron Rodgers, man, they're hot right now. They are super hot. They got a good running back core with Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Kylan Hill. A.J. Dillon is a freaking monster. Aaron Jones, he kills us all the time. So we got to stop it. Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb are the wide receivers. Randall Cobb, small slot wide receiver. They got Amari Rodgers from Clemson, too, a guy that I like coming out in the draft this past year. So got to limit the big plays. That's another key as well. We got to limit the big plays. We give up way too many big plays last week, of course, to Tyreek Hill. And we got to tackle. Tackling is huge. We were so bad tackling. Kendall Fuller couldn't tackle. William Jackson couldn't tackle. Ben St. Juste finally got a tackle. There was one play where the guy caught it. It was 3rd and 5, and it was basically a screen pass, and he breaks William Jackson's tackle. He breaks Kendall Fuller's tackle and gets the easy first down. It was just ridiculous. That's how bad. It was shameful on Sean Taylor Day, especially a guy, Sean Taylor, who is known for tackling, and these guys just could not tackle and wrap up anybody and bring them down. Turnover battle. That's easy. As always, the turnover battle. Got to win the turnover battle. That's the only way we're going to win. Do not drop interceptions. If they give you gifts, you cannot drop them. Kendall Fuller with the drop interception, he made up for it from Pat Mahomes, but we got to catch the gifts. Got to communicate. Bobby McCain, Landon Collins. Landon Collins, of course, he's going to be playing linebacker now. That's what Ron Rivera said. Got to communicate on that back end. I don't want to see Landon Collins as a single high safety. That's on Jack Del Rio. If Aaron Rodgers sees that, that's an automatic touchdown, just like Jameis Winston threw over the top. Easily. Got to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, as always. You look at the Saints, how they beat the Packers. They didn't blitz a lot. They sent 3 and 4. They were able to get pressure with their front four. So that's how we have to beat Aaron Rodgers, is getting pressure with our front four. Our front four, they've gotten pressure. They just got to get home. They got to get contained. Don't let Aaron Rodgers get out of the pocket and run around like we let Pat Mahomes do. When he gets running around out of the pocket, then he makes the crazy sidearm throws over your head and all this stuff on 3rd and 15, 3rd and 10, making them spectacular plays like Aaron Rodgers can and what he does, being that MVP. So we cannot allow that to happen. So another key for me offensively is to attack the middle of the field. They got Jalen Smith. A lot of people wanted Jalen Smith. He is super, super slow in coverage. Very slow. He cannot cover J.D. McKissic. This should be another big game for J.D. McKissic, in my opinion. Turner Gibson, too, in the passing game. Look at the flats. Last year when we played the Cowboys, every time J.D. McKissic got the ball, one-on-one matchup with Jalen Smith, he was cooking Jalen Smith every time. Every time he was cooking him. Also, another matchup, watch out for Kenny Clark. He's been a really good nose tackle for the Packers this year. Rashawn Gary's been good for them, too. So Kenny Clark versus our interior, Chase Rouillet, Eric Flowers, all the guys in the middle, they got to step up. Wes Schweitzer, they got to step up. The only thing we can really hang our hats on this year is the offensive line. Our offensive line has been solid, somewhat the running game, and then somewhat Taylor Heineke using his legs to make plays. Those are the few, and Terry McLaurin, of course, and Jaden McKissick, sometimes Gibson. Those are the few things that we can really hang our hats on. So, but yeah, red zone defense, red zone offense, those are my keys to victory right there. Limiting big plays. Cannot let Aaron Rodgers throw the ball deep on us and get some big plays. Got to put 2 safeties back there, play contain, and pressure Aaron Rodgers. Attack in the middle of the field. Go for it on 4th down. This is 4 and 2, 4 and 5, 4 and 4. And we're in Packers territory. We're on their 30-yard line. We got to get the touchdown. It is what it is. Actually, no, if it's a 40-yard field goal, sure, go with Chris Blewett. It's fine. Everyone's been making jokes about him and whatnot, but I trusted Chris Blewett a little bit. Was working at Home Depot, was a personal trainer, was working at UPS as well, blue-collar guy, just like Taylor Heineke, who was out on the streets, and we picked him up. We just got all these stories with guys like that. So we'll see what Chris Blewett can do. DeAndre Carter in the return game, looking for a solid day from him. My X factor for the game is going to be De'Ami Brown and also really J.D. McKissick. J.D. McKissick and Ricky Seals-Jones, many of those guys have big games. My really big key is just let Taylor Heineke be. Let him be Taylor Heineke. If he's got to run around, make plays, Ron Rivera was telling him to be a game manager. That's just not him. He's not that guy. He's not a game manager. And you can't manage a game when your defense is giving up 30 points. So that was not a good statement from Ron Rivera. Many of the bad statements that Ron Rivera has made so far this season. But let's get to the prediction here and the score prediction here. I got us losing 28-17 or 28-20. I could see it around that range. Definitely have us losing by at least 8 or 7. Like I said, the spread is 7.5 right now. We're going to be able to move the ball up and down the field at times. We just got to finish. We can't turn the ball, can't fumble. Darnell Gibson, you can't fumble. Taylor Heineke can't throw the little lollipop passes and soft passes. Got to get it into Terry, man. Terry's going to be open. You got to get the ball to him. Ricky Seals-Jones is going to be open as well. John Bates, guys like that. De'Ami, DeAndre Carter, Adam Humphries, guys got to step up with Curtis Samuel not being available. So I got Taylor Heineke having a solid game. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. 275 yards passing. We got to establish the run, though. So, all right, guys, we got us losing 28-17, 28-20, and we will be, 2-5 after that. We'll be 2-5. Packers will be 6-1. So, you guys let me know what your prediction is. All right, y'all, hail to the football team. Peace.